clowns are full of beans this morning. Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Monday morning and where is this warm weather we've been promised? This is horrible. It's cold, it's raining, it's that fine rain that wets you through, but we'll endeavour to carry on. Warning, there's a rabbit hole ahead. There's a huge rabbit hole ahead and I'm only teetering at the edge of that rabbit hole at the moment. Should I just jump or should I walk away? I do my due diligence. If someone brings a theory or connections, you know, to the fore and it looks like it relates to Summer Wells, then I am going to check it out. I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be critical throughout this video. And I'm not going to be naming many names because the vast majority of people down this rabbit hole are innocent. What I'm going to present here is my opinion based on research that I've done from public records and public records only. I'm not going to be sharing names except those who are SOs, who've been named as SOs, who've gone to court, got registered, got court documents. Everybody else, I'm going to be extremely vague. Right, let's start. JD Huff, Chief of Police of Fruitland Police Department, the other day when he did Michael Vaughan's update, oh God, the wind and the rain is horrible. This is horrible. Oh my days. My fancy pants lapel mic's getting really wet. Guys, this is too much. I'm gonna do some filming and when I get home I'm gonna do a voiceover because I'm scared my fancy pants lapel mic is gonna break because of the rain. It's horrible. We haven't had rain like this since winter. You can't appreciate it, can you? But yeah, I'll see you shortly.
You know, there's a number of theories. And as a matter of fact, we develop many theories throughout the week as well. And so once we develop those theories, you know, plausible situations, then we vigorously get after that. And so I certainly don't want to discourage any information that's coming into the Fruitland Police Department because the leads have been, you know, we're over 1,000 leads now, and we have to have that. I mean, I believe that, you know, in the midst of that, there's going to be that tidbit of information that breaks this case and helps us bring him home.
In your investigation, have you been able to tie this possibly to other missing children or abductions that are similar?
You know, we haven't. Although I know there are some similarities, such as the Summer Wells case, but we just haven't been able to tie that to that case.
Over the months, I've seen people trying to make connections between Summer Wells and Michael Vaughan. Although they are many miles apart, Fruitland, Idaho and Hawkins County, miles apart, but there are similarities between Summer and Michael. You know, some people have gone so far as to say they look like brother and sister. They're not brother and sister. Let's clear that one up. But, you know, they both disappeared when they were 5. Looks like both of them wandered away, but where are they? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Yes, I can see the similarities. So it makes sense for a police department who is prepared to investigate every possible theory to look into connections, similarities that are more than just surface level. And given what JD Huff said in Michael's press briefing a few days ago, it does appear that they have looked at the Summer Wells case and seen what we've seen, but they haven't been able to make a connection. And up front, neither can I. But as always, I keep my mind open. The information that Cam from Cracking Cases put out in a live a couple of days ago now made me really stop and think. But I was aware of what Cam was saying because there's someone in my Facebook group who's really gone down the rabbit hole and who has looked at the SOs in the Rogersville area and started to make connections between each of those and look at the people connected to those SOs and their connections. And if you go connection to connection to connection, then you do get a link with the state of Idaho. So it's tempting to say, whoa, hold on a minute. Are there people in Hawkins County who have links with Idaho? And as I said, I cannot find any connection. What we do have is someone with the surname of Mauk, M-A-U-K. You might recognise that name because Mauk is the surname of Don Sherfy Sr.'s girlfriend, who lives on Simpson Road, just a stone's throw away from Summer Wells. And there's someone who is in Idaho who has pictures at the Snake River in Idaho with the surname of Mauk. Are there connections between those Mauks? It appears there is, but only through marriage. And that is scary at first glance. However, let me temper this. As I said, I'm going to be critical here. The Snake River is huge. The Snake River runs through multiple states, not just Idaho. And this person with the surname of Mauk was pictured in Twin Falls, Idaho, which is 3 hours almost away from Fruitland. That's just someone that'd be taking a vacation, a day out at the Snake River, with absolutely no connection to Fruitland or the Michael Vaughan case. With Michael's case, they've actually released a picture from a surveillance camera. Now, there is some distortion in this picture. You can tell by the path. You know, it's curved. So there's distortion and it's not that clear. But this is a person of interest that Fruitland police really want to identify. At the moment, they haven't been able to. And no, it isn't Tyler Vaughan. I am quite sure that they've ruled him out. That's as much as J.D. Huff is willing to release about persons of interest in Michael's case. It's more than what we've got in Summer's case, though, because in Summer's case, all we've got is, from Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, everybody's still a person of interest, everybody's still a suspect. Unlike Michael's case, where they've been able to look at theories but whittle it down to the most probable scenario is an abduction. Now, whether that's abducted by someone Michael knows or whether that's a stranger abduction, an opportunist, it's yet to be seen. But in Summer's case, they can't even whittle it down to one theory that makes the most sense. And that's why 13 months later, we are where we are, where there's theories that are wild, theories that have no evidence behind them. And any possible links between Summer's case and Michael's case, we might argue, are one of those more wild theories, but it's worth looking at. I can't rule it out completely at the moment. I'm 90% sure that they're not connected, but it remains to be seen. Oh, what's up, Tasha? My cat's here. This is the problem with doing voiceovers in my house. What? Oh, she's meowing at me. I tried to stroke her and she got offended. Anyway, that's one thing. Now, the person in my Facebook group has been down this rabbit hole trying to connect SOs in the Rogersville area. And Cam talked about this. Cam has seen the post in my Facebook group. So it's interesting that there's two people here who are doing the research independent and getting similar results. Now, there's some people in my Facebook group who've asked me to verify all of this information. And I can verify some of it. Now, bear in mind that I've been busy real life stuff right, in the last few days. So yesterday was the first day that I actually had chance to sit down and really look at this. And admittedly, I'm only at the beginning of this research. So we've got a guy called John Allen Biggins, who is an ex-corrections officer in Sullivan County. And apparently he also worked at Hawkins County for a while. He's not a police officer. He's not on the investigation side of law enforcement. He's a corrections officer, so he works in the jail. And he was caught in a sting operation trying to arrange a liaison with a 4-year-old child. Now, there wasn't an actual 4-year-old child here. This was a sting. This was law enforcement setting him up. And then once he got to that meeting point, they arrested him. Good riddance. So there's him. Now, as Cam talked about, there's a link between John Allen Biggins and another SO who is called Zachary Gully from Rogersville. Now, this is only a very young man. He's only in his 20s. And there is a connection between John Allen Biggins and Zachary Gully. John Allen Biggins, I don't know whether it's his partner, wife, I don't know. But there's somebody with the surname of Gully, and I'm not going to release the name of this person, who also goes by the name of Shepherd, who shared several addresses with John Allen Biggins. So one can only assume that these people are living at the same address at the same time and moving to different addresses, all in Rogersville. Now, Cam said there's a link between this person, this Gully, and Ogden, Utah. Do we know where Don Wells used to live? And there's an address for this person in Ogden, Utah, very close to one of Don Wells' previous addresses. Now, for me, this is a bit of a stretch because there's lots of people in Ogden, Utah. I mean, if we start looking, down the rabbit hole of who's connected to Ogden, Utah, you've potentially got lots and lots of people. I mean, come on, Chase Venstra from the Dylan Rounds case, he has connections with Ogden, Utah. We're not trying to say that there's a connection between Summers' case and Dylan Rounds' case. That's not the case at all. So we have to be careful not to make too many connections and then make spurious correlations. So I'm completely on the fence with any links between Ogden, Utah, and even if there is, that there's addresses close by each other. Don Wells hasn't lived in Utah for a long time, although he did go to Utah in the summer of 2020. Keep that in mind. Don Wells did say that this is far bigger than any of us knows. And he's probably right. Because we have 2 corrections officers, Randy Haas, John Allen Biggins. We've got Randy Haas, who's a relative of the Bernards through his wife, and he was using Polly Bernard's Wi-Fi to use the internet because he's not meant to. We've also got Don Sherfy Sr., Don Sherfy Jr.'s father, who was a corrections officer years ago, though. Is there connections between any of them? Possibly. We've got Frank Light, dangerous SO, with the same charges as Don Sherfy Jr. Randy Haas, same deal. John Allen Biggins is different though, because he was actually trying to procure a meeting, a contact offence, rather than collecting child P, uploading child P, as Don Sherfy Jr. was. Is it possible that all of these people are connected, know each other, connected, share images, share videos? Yes, it's highly possible. These people live very, very close to Summer Wells. Frank Light lives within a stone's throw. Don Sherfy Jr., as I've talked about lots of times now, most recently last week in my Summer Suspect series, he could potentially have been a stone's throw away from Summer Wells on the day she disappeared. This is a rabbit hole This is an intense rabbit hole that I'm teetering on the edge of. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I've been Michelle. Hope you're well. I got wet to the bone this morning. But it's goodbye from Miss Tillington, Miss Cassie Springer, and I'll see you very soon. Bye, guys.